Hey everybody, this is the Innova Advantage where we go over all things, pretty much all things OBD2 and anything car related. I want to thank everybody, thank you all, y'all for joining us today. Our episode today will heavily focus on our 5210 handheld car scan OBD2 scanner. We'll go over all the feature sets and how this tool can greatly benefit your auto repairs and maybe your families and friends as well. So if at any time you have any questions about our scanners, please feel free to chime in and I'll try my best to answer your questions right here live on this program. Now, let me just take a little breather, get a sip of coffee. Let me welcome everybody in. Where's my brush? Let me get my hair now. Is anybody here? Thank you for joining. Let's get some hearts, get our hearts on here. Show some love. Well, how's everybody doing today? Did you have a wonderful St. Patty's weekend? Everybody ready for spring coming up? Baseball? March Madness? Okay. Before we get into the madness of this tool. So, I'll go ahead and start. So, you've probably seen this on the show before, but we're going to go over it again today a little more thoroughly. The Innova 5210 right here is Innova's most popular entry-level OBD2 scanner among our handheld tools. Excuse me. This is priced usually at $99, $100. It's a more accessible option in terms of cost while offering specific functionalities tailored for essential diagnostics. Here, we'll delve into it a little bit. We'll delve into it thoroughly and why this tool is priced at this range and whether it suits your needs or not. So let's see what the 5210 is capable of. What can this do? So the basics, as all of our code readers have the basic check engine, read and clear check engine codes. This thing will provide the description, but the biggest feature this offers from there, the step up, is the OBD2 live data for 96 and newer OBD2 certified vehicles. As a well-loved entry-level OBD2 scanner, the Innova 5210, it supports OBD live data, as I mentioned, and here are the following parameters that are available. It will read your RPM, your short-term fuel trim, long-term fuel trim, mass airflow, engine coolant temperature, throttle position, intake manifold, absolute pressure, the amount you've driven since DTC's cleared. It's going to show your intake air temperature and all this stuff like that. It will show O2 sensors as well in the form of lambda sensors. And there's even more. So all these sensors, all these PIDs, parameter identifications, are meant for emissions. Now, this Innova 5210 offers two ways to view live data. Now, you can view it as regular live data, just as a graph. Or actually, just as the values present themselves, or you can transform the values into a graph. Now, you can actually select a couple different parameters at a time, and you can look at those values at the same time, but then you can graph them together to see if there's, because sometimes some of those parameters have correlations with each other, like the oxygen sensor. So sometimes someone might pick oxygen sensor 1, oxygen sensor 2, and their live data, look at the values and then graph them. So you have that awesome feature. So it does prove useful. So for instance, if you prefer to focus solely on the mass flow airflow sensor or the intake air temperature or the engine coolant temperature, you can look at it on a side-by-side basis. So lastly, well, yeah, you can't, this one used to have the option, but you can't, obviously, you can't record or play back live data with this one. Now, let's go on to the next one. Now, let's go back to check engine. Now, live data is directly related to check engine. It's not ABS. This tool does do ABS diagnostics, but it will read and clear ABS codes. Again, the live data is only meant for the powertrain, your powertrain control module, so it's only going to read the check engine codes and anything related to that. So with the Innova 5210, you'll also be able to diagnose most ABS brake related issues as well. It's super easy to retrieve the trouble codes and erase them. Now, if you do get permanent codes when it comes to ABS or check engine, you need to fix that first before you can clear it out. So remember, if it's a code and it says permanent next to it, that needs to be addressed first. It needs to be fixed. And once it's fixed, you drive around enough and the vehicle's computer will do its testing, see it's fixed, clear out the code. Same thing with check engine as well. So let's get into some other features here. Now, what separates this Innova 5210 from other similar scanners is its code priority and code severity alert features. Just like I mentioned, it does have permanent codes, which some lower-end coders will not read permanent codes. You might have pending codes as well. So the code priority, and it's right here, it reveals the main DTC responsible for triggering your check engine light. Hey, thanks for joining, anybody. Let me pause so I get ahead of myself here. Let me see if there's anybody here. Oh, anybody feel free to answer some questions. I'll be happy to answer them right now. Ask me anything. Go ahead. Shoot for the stars, and I'll answer your question. So back to the code priority. So it reveals the main DTC responsible for triggering your check engine light. Now, you could have multiple check engine codes, but the primary code is the most essential code to take care of. It's the one that's causing the most issues. So this will aid in prioritizing necessary fixes rather than addressing every retrieved DTC. So, for example, the primary code might only fix A, but it could fix A and then lead to fixing B and C. Or sometimes you need to fix A in order to get to B or C. So remember that primary code is the most essential code to fix first, and then everything else will follow. Now, the next thing I'd like to get to is our service resets. With this scanner, you'll be able to do a maintenance light reset, to be specific, only an oil light reset. So of course, if you go to get your oil changed, the mechanic should reset your oil. I mean, it's standard. But more importantly, if you're a DIYer and you're changing your oil yourself, the oil light will stay on after changing the oil. You can reset the oil light after changing your oil or changing your friend's, family, or anybody's oil. So it has that feature. Now, that's the only service reset it has. Another feature it has service test. With this scanner, you'll be able to perform battery charging system tests or battery alternator system tests. So basically, yeah, the battery alternator test, usually for the battery test, you may need to have the engine in cranking condition at least, and it doesn't need to be running, because obviously if the battery's dead, the car's not going to start, but it should still crank. So the vehicle needs to be in cranking condition to read the battery. If it's not in cranking condition, it's going to be something else. So back to check engine, I kind of skipped ahead of this. So check engine, like I was mentioning earlier, it's smog, it's emission related. Now, if you have pending codes, you notice these blinking monitors on the display screen, these red ones right here. Those are incomplete monitors. That means you have pending codes being tested in those systems. So what you need to do is complete a drive cycle. Luckily, with the 5210, it has drive cycle procedures in the menu. You just go down to the menu, go to drive cycle procedures. It's going to show your complete and incomplete monitors, and then the incomplete are the ones you want to look at. I mean, you can look at complete, but those are the ones not testing for pending. You want to look at the incomplete. It will show the ones on the screen that are flashing. You select each one. It's going to tell you what to do to complete the testing. How far to drive, how long to drive, at what speeds. Okay, so to skip ahead, the monitors it has, it can check your misfire monitor, fuel comprehension component monitor, that's your CCM, EVAP system monitor, O2 sensor monitor, heat oxidant sensor monitor, EGR system, catalyst monitor. So those are all your standards. You also, with some vehicles, you get a heated catalyst, and with diesels, you get your NOx sensor and all these other like DPF filter. You get all these other ones for diesel as well. So this works great with spark ignition vehicles, that's non-diesel, which is your regular vehicle, and it works great as well with compression ignition vehicles, that's your diesels. So our tools inform you about your vehicle's ability to complete a drive cycle. If further testing is needed, the monitors, like I said, will start blinking, as you saw before. Pending codes, if they're just pending, will trigger this yellow light here. Sometimes it could mean you have mild codes as well, but when you got that yellow light, that means you have codes being tested for their validity, for their legitimacy. Maybe a false alarm. You may have one or more codes. So keep driving that vehicle, complete those drive cycles. But what you're ultimately looking for is that green light. Just like at a stop, green is go. You're ready to go past smog. And that even if you don't have smog in your state, that just means you have no check engine related codes reducing your engine's power and your fuel economy. So again, green is good, no issues. And like green with money, right? You save in that green when that green light is on the machine. So moreover, Our tools feature this auto link feature. I'll just go over it briefly. It's basically the tool automatically powers onto the vehicle's accessory fuses. Turn the ignition on, it will link up automatically. You can have the engine running too, especially if you're looking at live data and running. In driving, you need the engine running to look at the values. So sometimes if you're not moving, you're stationary and you're on a screen too long, it may lose communication. Don't worry. Instead of unplugging, replugging, hit the relink. And as soon as you blink, it's going to be right back linked up to your tool. So here, showing that red light. So you see that? So yeah, that relink button, it never usually loses communication, but it's just a quicker way to relink. So just hit that relink button to refresh. So again, it allows you to conduct drive cycle procedures and observe real-time results, eliminating aimlessly driving, just driving around, meandering wanderously. So we provide details on whether your monitor successfully completed a drive cycle procedure. As I mentioned, you can actually view it in real time. Of course, you need someone at the seat of you to help you view these. I mean, you don't want to drive and look at these at the same time. You could crash. So prevent any accidents. Make sure, wink, wink, you have somebody in the car with you monitoring these. You can actually, if you do the drive cycle right, these monitors will stop at real time. So the brand-specific benefits of the Innova 5210, purchasing the Innova 5210 comes with its own set of benefits, including our awesome non-comparable US-based customer support. We offer fast customer support via phone, email, or chat. We are open 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We might be back open Saturdays in the near future. If you think that's a good idea, you can always leave suggestions on our community. Now, we do primarily have English line, but we do also have Spanish line. So if anyone's speaking Spanish, you need help, we have that option as well. You have a question about our products, you need help buying products, you have an older Innova product I like to mention, you can actually trade it in for one of the 5210 at a lower price than what you can buy on Amazon. So if you have an old 3040D, for example, you can trade it in for this for about $50, $60, cheaper, right? So we do trade in. So yeah, go to your neighbors, see if they have an old Innova tool, do the Innova challenge. And another great thing I'd like to mention, we are right here in Orange County, next to John Wayne Airport, not too far from Disneyland, Angel Stadium, next to the Chargers training facility. Yeah, we're right in the heart of Southern California. We are an American born and raised company. Everything is designed and produced here with the great minds that work at Innova. Another thing I'd love to mention is free software updates. We do not charge any firmware or software updates fees. You can enjoy unlimited scans with nothing tying you down financially. We do our best to provide annual updates, provide the latest coverage. So let me mention that real quick. Our tools traditionally are 2 years behind. We're changing that because newer vehicles, to be honest, shouldn't have issues. They should be under that warranty. Yeah, we know people can drive 36,000 miles under 2 years if they drive for a living. Our updates are now about 1.5 years apart. We're trying to get them 1 year apart. The tools only go up to 2022 right now. They're going to have a new update real soon in the next few weeks to a month, maybe the next 2 months to get it back to 2023. And we're eventually going to try to get them 6 months apart. So stay tuned for that. But again, you can still scan check engine codes and read and clear check engine codes with the 5210 on the 2024. You just won't be able to do live data or ABS until that update comes out. And that's only for 23 or newer vehicles. Again, we shouldn't have issues, but we understand people want to play with their new vehicles and test out their toys. Another thing we want to mention, we have our coverage checker. So this is more to do with our upper level tools that have a lot more features, but still applies to the 5210. Know what features you're buying before any purchase. Remember, know what features you're buying before any purchase. So remember, go to Innova, INNOVA.com before you make any purchases. Click on the coverage checker. Put the year, make, model, and engine size of your vehicle or the vehicles you would like to look at. Select the 5210 in the drop-down box or any of our tools. Check coverage, and it's going to show a detailed list of the coverage. Now, we are updating certain aspects of our coverage checker, so if you do run into any technical difficulties on our website at this time, have no fear. Just call our customer service. They're here to help you, and you can hit up chat, and you know what? You might be lucky enough to have me answer your questions, right? So another thing I'd like to mention, we have 30 years of data, enjoy access to millions of vehicle diagnostic fixed data that is unique to Innova alone, and unique to Innova alone because we have the people here that only have access to that stuff. So I work for our company and exclusively for our company. And we are proud to be one of the nation's leading sources of vehicle fix databases, maybe the lead fix database. So this tool also comes with the optional but awesome RS2 app. With the purchase of any Innova tool comes a free repair app. It's called Repair Solutions 2. You may have heard of Repair Solutions 1, the original, before. It is currently, but this is the new one. It's currently the highest rated repair app in the US. And there's many reasons why. One reason right off the top, no subscription fees, no hidden fees, nada. Don't have to pay anything. You can scan as many vehicles as you like, run as many diagnostic reports as you like. You can hold up to like 50 or 60 different VINs in there at a time. It will get maxed out. No worries. You just replace one of the old VINs with the new and you can keep scanning away. So you can save unlimited vehicle scans, like I said, directly to your phone. Then they're in English, you can change it to Spanish, and you can even send these diagnostic reports via email, text, or other sharing services. But you can email to your own personal email, a friend member, your family member. I said friend member, or anybody, somebody, one of your customers, let's say. So the RS2 app is definitely awesome. And let me take a look right here. What I got right here. Okay. Let me take a sip of the potion. So just real quick, I got the van. I have the RS2 app right here. And I'm hooked to a vehicle. I already tried to pair. Let's go back. Let's see. So I'm already connected to this Audi. But this is just a report history. Let me give you some information here. So this is what the app does. I did a full scan. This does everything, the whole kit and caboodle at once. You can do a quick scan that just check engine codes, but the whole system scan will scan all the modules. For this vehicle, it scanned 18 codes found. Oh yeah, sorry about that. I'm Mr. Right-handed right over here. Okay, so the powertrain, you can click on that. There you go, and it shows details. And you could go into medium, severity, layman definition, repair immediately, yada, yada. This condition will prevent the vehicle from running at its optimal efficiency. Okay, so the part, it's an air charge temperature sensor, but let me see here. I think I have it defaulted. Oh, not working on it. It's probably because I'm back in this dungeon over here. We do have, they do keep us back in this dungeon, and we do have a little limited, I'm just joking here. But yeah, it looks like, let's try that again. There we go. There we go. Maybe I'd touch it, but there we go. There's the part for the Audi. Now, a little trick here. Okay, so when you set up this app for the first time, you can select your retailer. You can go back in the settings at any time and change the retailer. If you can't, all of our authorized dealers that sell our tools will be in the retailer list, but if there is one that's not there, like Rock Auto or some that we're not affiliated with, you can obviously just go to Amazon, get the part number there, and then translate it to that site. But there you go, that's that. So we went back, and now just a few other things. So these are just other stored codes. Sorry about that. But it's good. You can even schedule repair with RepairPal. But let's just go back here. And then, yeah, you can look at your other stuff. But let's go to the home screen. This was a full scan to show what lights were on, and then show the oil life is poor, battery status, all that. Oh, I know this tire is a flat tire. Look at that. Somebody was mad and slashed that tire. No, I don't think so. Yeah. So there you go. This needs to definitely be filled up with air. Yeah, so there you go. You got recalls, warranties, cost to own, vehicle history report. Now, this is the only thing that costs, and that's all up to you. This is like a Carfax. If you're trying to buy or sell a vehicle, you get all that stuff. Okay, so yeah, this app works with the 5210 that we're talking about today. It also works with our wireless tool. But one thing I'd like to mention that we will get rid of on an update, this live data. This only works for the dongle that we're not talking about today, but the dongle doesn't have a display screen, so you have to use the app. The live data shows on here. The 5210, unfortunately, won't transfer the live data to the app, but you view it on the tool itself. But let's just pair the scan tool real quick. So, like I said, we stand behind our products with pride. With millions of scanners sold nationwide at over 30,000 store outlets, we are considered North America's #1 diagnostic tool company. All products come with a 1-year warranty. We even have some, if you go to our website, we have other ways where you can get extended warranties as well. If you'd like to take a survey, we even have a giveaway for $3,000 right now, cash, not money for Innova, but cash for whatever you want to buy. Okay, so I'll just show how this pairs just real quick. Oh, look, found the handheld real quick. 5210 has showed up. So you don't pair in your settings. You just pair. Oh, make sure Bluetooth's turned on, locations is turned on. If it's locations is not turned on, the app will tell you to turn it on. But that's all you do is you just sign into the app, check off the 3 boxes. Turn ignition on when the tool's connected. Make sure Bluetooth's on, and yeah, hit continue. A paired. This is the first time, so this is what, let's say the retailer. Let's stick someone else this time. Let's do Summit Racing. Oh, see, that's an authorized dealer. We showed Amazon before, but yeah, as we're retrieving the data. Oh, odometer. See, it usually picks up the odometer reading automatically, but since I am actually hooked to a simulator, to be honest, it won't do that. But if it was a real vehicle, it's going to pick it up. Let's just put, let's say, 60,000 miles. There's so much to this little scanner could do with this RS2 app, but after this, we'll talk about what it can't do, just to let you know, to clarify a few things. There we go. Look, there it goes. There she goes again. Okay, I was in report history. Sorry about that. Let's do it again. Yeah, downloaded the profile. We gotta do it again, huh? Something's up. Okay, it's not really hooked to the vehicle then. Okay, so never mind on that. So that's basically it. I had a report history before from the Audi, so there we go. So let's get back into talking about what this thing cannot do. While this is a handy entry-level tool, it can't perform advanced features, like you can't control any sensors. It's not a bidirectional tool. You can't go in and manipulate the live data or anything. The only thing it can do is erase codes, check engine and ABS codes. That's the only thing it can do to change the status. It can do a battery alternator test as well. Because it's only $100, the feature sets are limited to select few. The all system scan, for example, you have to get the 5410 or above or the dongle. That will scan all the modules at once. So on here, when I did the report history, this was not from the 5210. This was from a 5610, to be honest, an upper level tool. That will do the all module scan. So you got to start with the Innova 5410 or above or the dongle. So this is just going to read your check engine codes and ABS codes on the app and let you know what the fixes are and stuff like that, and then let you know predicted maintenance, things like that, and predicted repairs. So the Innova 5210 is also limited to engine and brake ABS diagnosis. What I mean by that is going to give you it'll give you your generic codes and your manufacturer specific codes for check engine and ABS, but for live data, it's not going to do the OEM, the manufacturer specific. OEM means original equipment manufacturer. It doesn't have OEM live data. You need our 5610 for that. I mean, OEM live data, that's more advanced stuff, like you get your misfire counts. You get a lot more parameters. Just for example, the 5610, I've seen a Mercedes, a BMW actually, an active hybrid 7 that had 668 parameters, and that's OEM enhanced live data. But for the 5210, you'll get maybe 20 to 30 at the most. Maybe, it's just probably around 20, just the essential emissions one. Oh yeah, let's see if anyone's coming in. Any questions for Mr. Chris? No, I guess not. No one likes me. So let's go on. If you're looking beyond OBD2 live data, like I said, just get the 5610. It has OEM, and it just doesn't do check engine. It will do ABS, SRS, TPMS, and transmission OEM live data. That's the 5610. So just basic live data is the 5210. Also, the 5610, like I mentioned about bidirectional, this doesn't do it, but our 5610 has bidirectional and special control functions. So if you intend to activate a component, you want to test your switches, relays, sensors, or you want to do a specific function like DPF reset or regen on a diesel vehicle, you'll need to seek a different scanner like our 5610. That will do that. Or our tablets, the 711, the SDS43 or 50, those tools will do those. Again, check our coverage checker to make sure those features will be supported as well for your vehicle. So our Innova 5610, however, currently provides support, like I said, for bidirectional and special functions. Just check the coverage checker. I know I said that twice. I just have to make sure everyone knows about the coverage checker. So is the 5210 worth it? Yeah, so for a beginner, it's definitely worth it. For DIYer. If you're more advanced, I would recommend the 5410 or above or the dongle. But if you need bidirectional, if you need to go both ways, get the 5610. So most people seem to say it's worth the price. Check out our reviews on Amazon. As of January of this year, it is currently rated 4.5 out of 5 stars. Pretty good, right? Our recommendation is to first find out whether the tool can do what you're looking for, if it will fulfill your needs, your wishes, and your desires. So if you're looking for a scan tool that supports OBD2 live data, chances are this tool will satisfy your needs. Of course, make sure to check our coverage checker to confirm vehicle compatibility. But if the feature set of the Innova 5010 isn't what you're looking for, if it's not floating your boat, that's a good indication that a more comprehensive tool may be better to fit your needs, like the 5310, 5410, 5510, the 5610. Yeah. So if you don't care about the brand benefits and are looking for a cheap scan tool that supports OBD2 live data, there are plenty of great options out there online. But remember, this thing is set apart with the RS2 app. This thing is really handy. Advanced DIYers, you might know the fixes, but for beginners or people looking to get into automotive repair and save money, this app is a game changer. So at the end of the day, it's all up to you. We're just here to provide the information, and we respect that. So here's some questions we have about the 5210. Let's get to the bottom of it. So anybody have any questions? So will the device work on my vehicle? So as long as your vehicle was manufactured after 96 and is OBD2 compliant, and it's non-modded, or you remember you haven't replaced the PCM or ECU, or if you had, make sure it's synced back up with the right VIN, because yes, it will work if it's OBD2 certified or newer. To be 100% sure, please use our coverage checker. Another thing I'd like to mention, the tell-all is this. Here in the United States and Canada, you have a CEFI sticker. Oh, please excuse the noise. We are in a working environment, and this truck likes to come right when I'm talking. So what I'm trying to say is there's a sticker called the CEFI sticker, S-E-F-I. Now, actually, sorry about that. It's called the VECI sticker. Sorry, I was thinking it's VECI sticker, V-E-C-I, VECI, Vehicle Emissions Control Information. Now, on the hood of your vehicle, that's where it should be, maybe on the block of your engine or radiator, but it should be on the hood when you lift it up. You'll notice a sticker will see VECI, and it will tell you if it's regulated in the U.S., if it's OBD2 certified. For example, my 2014 Mustang that was bought out of state, it says it's certified in the U.S., but it's not California emissions. But I had it modified, so it became California emissions. So remember, check your VECI, Vehicle Emissions Control Information sticker. On your hood, it will tell you if your car's OBD2 certified. So the rules on 96 and newer, it's OBD2 certified, but if you have any issues, just look for that VECI sticker. Because, for example, some of the 96 and 99 diesel vehicles may not be OBD2 certified. They started becoming more OBD2 certified 2002 and 3. So those diesel vehicles between 96 and 99 could be tricky. Now, does this code reader require internet connection? Yes and no. If you're just using the scanner by itself, no, you don't need an internet connection. It's plug and play all day, every day. So you plug it into your OBD2 port, no batteries, no charging, powers on through the 10 to 15 amp accessory fuses. If it doesn't power on, check your cigarette lighter. If it doesn't heat up, that's a blown fuse there. Replace that fuse. If cigarette lighter works, check your other fuses. If they're all good, check another vehicle and make sure it's not the tool. But again, it powers on through the accessory fuses. Turn the ignition on, it will read your codes, give the description. Now, the yes part for internet connection, if you're using the RS2 app, we do have an offline mode on the RS2 app that will read your check engine information and give, but it's not going to give you the fix information. So the offline mode is only for the dongle with no screen. But again, if you want to use the RS2 app, you need to have an internet connection because you won't be able to link to the cloud to get all that fix information, schedule repairs or Repair Pal, TSBs, bulletins, and stuff like that. So yes, when using the tool solo, yes, when using the app and the two duo. When you get them together, this needs the internet, this doesn't. Okay. Now, is the product easy to use? Yes, it is easy to use because you don't need to charge it, you don't need batteries. Plug it in, plug and play. Like I said, all day, every day, you're ready to go. Just turn ignition, make sure you have the keys. You can't just scan codes without the keys. So you don't want to go into someone's car and say, hey, let me see what code you have. You need to put the keys in the ignition when the tool is connected. It's going to read on its own, establish communication, automatically default to your check engine screen, show the codes, give you a description. If you want to erase, hit the erase button. You get a message to double check if you're sure. Hit the enter button, erase. And we do, so it's easy to use. And the app, to pair with the app, it's just download the app for free from your Play Store or your Apple Store. Enter your email, password, agree to the statements, and then once you create the account, all you do is have the tool connected and just check off the boxes. It's going to say, make sure tool's connected, ignition's on, Bluetooth's on, okay, and then it will pair automatically. Don't pair in your Bluetooth settings, but through the app. Now, can I use the Repair Solutions app with the scan tool? I just kind of answer that. Yes, absolutely. Simple. So, as I just explained, it will work. So once you download and install the app, create that free account, go to your vehicle, connect the 5210 to the vehicle first. Once the tool's established communication and shows your codes, open up the app, check off the 3 boxes, pair. There you go. Then you have all the information at your fingertips. Can you use this outside the USA? Yeah, you can in Canada or maybe in Puerto Rico, Guam. Other than that, we do have special tools that I'm not featuring on this program that we do sell for our clientele in Mexico and in South America. But as far as these tools go, only in the US and Canada. They will work in Puerto Rico and Guam since those are US territories. But again, these are all around EPA, Environmental Protection Agency. It's all about emissions, about smog. Each continent has different standards. North America different than South, different than Europe. Europe has the strictest standards, probably because they're the one that led the charge in this. So that's how it started. But yeah, that's why the OBD2 standards are different. Yeah, vehicles are OBD2 certified in Europe, but they have a different OBD certification. As people know, we drive on a different side of the road as well. So I'm sorry I'm talking too much. Jabberjaws has got to go. This chatterbox has got to go. So that'll do it for today, folks. We know the 5210 will give you that extra punch you need to repair your car, right? It's got all those features that most technicians use without breaking the bank on cost, right? Am I right? It'd be that perfect OBD2's car scanner for y'all, right? Okay, I don't know what I'm saying now. So thanks again for joining us today. And again, this is a weekly program, so make sure to tune in again next week, Tuesday, same time, almost the same time, around the same time, to catch up on our next episode where we discuss and answer your Innova scanner questions and anything automotive. Have a wonderful day.